They had me in there, whereas I supposed to die. You know, life in prison without a possibility of parole. So the only way I supposed to came out was in a body bag. My name is Basil Powell. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I received life for being a getaway driver that gave me natural life in the penitentiary.
My name is Donald Kagan. I am from Brooklyn. I served 17 years for a homicide conviction in 1998. I was released in 2015, have been on parole since then. Most recently, I had a parole violation, so I served nearly 6 months on Rikers Island.
Well, in a time of social distancing, packed prisons pose a risk for viral outbreaks.
Mitigating efforts such as physical distancing are nearly impossible in jails.
Think cruise ships, but without access to soap or sanitary products for the inmates.
I mean, we were watching everything on the news. So we were seeing what was going on and, you know, how this has affected the world, and particularly New York.
Officers will come in, they'll have masks on, but the inmates didn't have no masks on. And the governor of Illinois says that everyone should have masks. If one employee brings that into the institution, then that means it's gonna spread. And that's what's happening.
Sometimes we go to the mess hall to eat, and they tell you, oh, don't sit near each other. Which was ridiculous, because then you're going back to the dorm and you're sleeping right next to somebody that's, you know, not even 2 feet away from you.
I was always researching and writing different organizations, and then I got a letter back from Jennifer saying that I was a candidate for the Illinois Prison Project.
I founded the Illinois Prison Project just under a year ago with the goal of providing direct representation to people in prison who are serving unjust, excessive, or unnecessary sentences. One of my clients, Mr. Powell, was serving a life sentence for being the getaway driver in a gas station robbery. He wasn't the gunman, no one was hurt. They walked away with a couple $100. So these are really, really silly sentences, truly ridiculous. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office very much wanted to see Mr. Powell released once I brought his case to their attention. However, I just can't say for certain whether or not the governor would have acted as quickly as he did were it not for the coronavirus.
They let you up out the jail. I can't believe it. Oh my God, 36 years. My father finally out, y'all.
Prisoners, they are dying in there and catching this here. Society, I know they out here trying to take care of this, but you got to look at the people that is unable to do for themselves. It seemed like 1,000 pounds fell off of my shoulder when I walked out prison doors. And I hope that a lot of more brothers get up out of there like myself, you know, because I'm gonna be a good example, because I ain't never going back for nothing at all. You see, so they deserve a chance.
I was released from Rikers Island on March 28th due to a writ of habeas corpus that was filed by New York City Legal Aid Society, asking that parole violators with technical violations that are not a risk to the community be released due to the COVID pandemic. So I'm an essential worker, so I was released Saturday. That next Friday, I actually started back at work. I'm being lucky enough to just jump right back into work and have, you know, and luckily my wife works as well. She's an essential worker, so I'm just happy that we both can provide right now for our children. But I mean, I'm happy to be back at work. I'm happy to be doing what I do. I hope that if anything positive comes out of this whole terrible time that the world is experiencing right now, as far as like corrections, is that a lot of people are safe to release back into society that should have otherwise probably been released a long time ago. But it took, unfortunately, a pandemic, for there to be some serious discussion about and action taken about to releasing these people.
I think COVID has brought into sharp focus things that we as a society should have been thinking about and grappling directly with decades ago. Now the problems of an overcrowded, unjust criminal justice system are at the forefront, because now, because of the system that we've created, we are imperiling our own health, we're imperiling the health of the entire community. I truly hope that COVID forces a significant shift in the way that we think about back-end criminal justice reform.